soon to be afternoon. How's it going? Today it is Tuesday, January 16th, and welcome to my channel. Well, if you're new here, welcome for the first time. If you're not new here, welcome back. So as you saw, today we are working from home. We have e-learning today. We had a 4-day weekend. Well, we had e-learning on Friday. And then we had our day off yesterday for Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. And then today we were supposed to be back, but as you saw the snow, not so much the snow, but the wind chill is like -30 over here. And so they were just really concerned it was too cold for the kids to be outside in the outside. And then, the possibility of frostbite, kids walking to school, all that good jazz. So they just deemed us at e-learning. So I already did my first class this morning. I meet with my second class at about 12:45. So let me just show you a little bit of what we did today for e-learning, okay? Okay, so one of the things we did today, I don't know if anybody's ever used this book, and I found it at my library, and at like my town's library, and I saw it and I thought it was really cool. And so I kind of read through it, and I started seeing some of the actual components of how they utilize it. Now, I don't know if anyone else has read this book or if they use this in their class, but I thought it was a really cool tool to get kids, especially now with them struggling to spell, just with COVID and everything. So I guess the way that it works is you give the students a word, and you kind of just break them up, and then obviously you have different colors, but it's in black and white here according to vowels and consonants. And then we start making words. So I give them some of the words that I want them to start spelling so they can kind of start seeing the patterns. And then as we continue on, obviously we start using 4-letter words, 5-letter words, 6-letter words. And then the goal is for them to get the word that we were trying to spell all along. And then we can just see how many words we can make using the letters for this word. Then the second part we do is we sort the words into patterns. So, for example, we start looking at the different words and how they kind of go together, and their patterns and like how they are alike. Then we start sorting into homophones. And so what we do is we start looking at like words that sound the same but are spelled differently. And then we start sorting related words, which obviously is power and powerful. And then we start sorting rhyming words, which are these words like low and flow, few and few. And then we start, hold on one second, buddy. Sorry, my son is also e-learning from home, so I'm like doing 2 jobs in one. Hold on one second, hold on. And then, well, here, hold on one second. Let me answer his question and I'll get right back to you guys. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. There he is working. All right, so yeah, so then the next thing we do is we start transferring words. So this will give them the option, and I kind of gave them the ending word. So I was like, okay, let's look at the word, these 2 words. Let's look at the ending in full, and then I have them start thinking of words that they can write that kind of go with full or just other words that have that, like cheerful, thankful, painful. And then we also transfer rhyming words. So not only do we do the full words, we also do rhyming words. So these were the rhyming words that we did. And then I think that was our last component. So this slide was the one that I was really looking for. And I'm going to show you how I did it online for e-learning. Give me one second. Let me grab my computer. Okay, busy day in the household. So forgive me if this video is like all over the place and you see various things. Like I said, my son is e-learning as well from home. Right now he's on a break. He finished his work, and so she wants them back at about 12:10. So he gets about 20 minutes. So he went upstairs with my daughter. They're watching Zootopia. And so I'm just getting things prepared for my next class. So let me show you really quickly on how I was able to transfer those making words, like, because normally how you would utilize them in the classroom is you would give them index cards or like pieces of paper. You can use Post-it notes, and you would write the letters on there, and they would rearrange them on their desks. Or you could even use whiteboards. But I think the paper would be helpful because they can rearrange them and physically touch them. So for a lot of those kids that are kinesthetic, it works for them. But I had to incorporate that onto Google Slides so that way they can utilize it on Google Slides. So let me show you what I did. And then I'll show you. Hold on one second. Okay, so the first slide, this is basically their slide, or this is like if this was their desk and these were the cutouts for each of the words. And so when I give them the word, so the first word I'll say, for example, I'll be like, all right, let's spell the word low. So then they'll take the letter and then they'll slide it down, and then they'll slide this other word down, and then they'll slide this one down, and then they spell low. And so once they're done, I'll have them erase what they did, and then they'll spell the next word. And so I'll just keep doing that until they get like to the end, where at the end of it, it should be powerful at the end. So then the second slide, and I'm sorry, forgive me for the glare. Let me see if I can get, oh, there we go. So then the second one, I mean, these were already done. I'm gonna have to take these off because I'm gonna utilize it with my next class. But then, so the next one, what I did was I put a bunch of like, so depending on how many E's, so I think we have like 1, 2, like I think like 5 or 6 E's. So I made a copy of 5 or 6 E's. So for example, if they move the letter, there's another O behind it. So it's like, they're not having to like, here, hold on, sorry. Let me go back and do that again. So see, like there's another O behind it. So that way they don't have to keep, you know, redoing it. And I already did all the work for them. So technically these are all blank. So here, let me remove this one. And again, I should have just had like 2 separate templates, but whatever, you live and you learn, right? So here's an example. So I'm gonna put these letters back because I have to put these all back for my next class. But yeah, so this is what they'll get. And then I'll say, okay, well, we spelled the word low, and then we'll spell it there. We spelled the word owl, we'll spell it there. And we'll just keep doing that until we get, so these next 2 slides are just all the words that we spelled. I'm sorry, next 3 slides, and then you see powerful is our last word. Then we go to the next one where we start doing, so I actually put the arrow so they know like what's the next slide. So it says sort rhyming words. So then they start sorting the rhyming words, right? But in this case, I think we messed up because I think I didn't add an extra slide. So these actually were the homophone slides. So I'm gonna make the adjustment and change it for the kids and then have them do it the correct way. But yeah, so then they would have the rhyming words. So we did them together like via Zoom, but the slide would have the rhyming words. So this was the slide that was important at the end. So I gave them the transfer rhyming words. These were the words, and then they were supposed to come up with 4 on their own that utilized the rhyming words. So like if they came up with words that rhymed with these highlighted words, and then there was the full, and then they were supposed to come up with the translated or transfer related words that had full in it. So like cheerful, thankful, I don't know, blissful, whatever. And so this was the kind of slide I was looking for. So here, let me go into my classroom and let's see. I'll click on one of my students and kind of see what she did. Let's see, so here, so this was her end result. And so she utilized, so she did hurtful, beautiful, careful, charmful, colorful, flavorful, hurtful. And then she did drew, how, shower, and do for those transfer rhyming words. So that was pretty cool. And then these were the ones that we did together. So that's kind of what I was looking for. So this is the one that I'll probably grade, or the one that I'll check for the most. And then one of the things that I also did was, hold on. Okay, so one of the things I also gave them, I gave them a Martin Luther King Jr. article. We watched a couple of videos, a brain pop on Martin Luther King Jr., and then we read the book aloud, I Have a Dream. And, well, we didn't read it aloud. We watched the video on YouTube. And then I gave them each an article in their level, because I do have various students at various levels. And then, so they had to read the article, answer the questions. And then here, I'll show you what the article looked like. So this one was for one of my groups. And so this was the article. And I just copy and pasted the article from ReadWorks. So it was nothing that I came up with. So I just copy and pasted it, and then it already had all the questions. So they were going to answer the questions, and each one got different ones depending on the level that they are. So questions varied as well. And then the last thing I did was I did a writing narrative piece. Now I got this one from, I switched it up, but I got this from the Epich classroom, if I'm not mistaken, she had some really good resources. And so I just basically took this and I kind of made it my own for online. And so it was just having them write about a time when they felt like they were treated unfairly. And then they were going to write and explain why, like why they felt the way they did. And so that one was for everybody. And there was like no varying levels for that one. And then the last thing that I had them do, well, in the beginning of the day, was I had them do their word ladders. And so basically this one was for my Spanish speaking students, because I have 2 in my homeroom. And then so like, for example, so basically what I just did was I screenshotted my word ladders, and then I just posted them in here. And then I put text boxes so they could answer the questions or make the new word. And that was pretty much our day overall. So yeah, so that was pretty much our day in the morning. It actually took us from 8:20 to 10:20. So we were done exactly the way that we should have been in our schedule. And then I did have PLC from 11 or about 10:25 because I logged on a little late because I was helping my son. I logged on that to about 11:12. And so now I've just been helping my son with his classwork. And then he's supposed to be returning back at 12:10. So I'll help him a little bit more until 12:45 when my homeroom, I'm sorry, not my homeroom, my second class comes in. And then we'll kind of just rinse and repeat, do the same thing again. And then I will give them that independent times towards the end because they do have, so we'll probably end up going from about 12:45 to maybe about 2:20, depending more or less, maybe 2. Depending on how long it takes us to do it. And then I'll just give them the rest of the day to be independent, and then they'll just work on their article and their writing piece. And that's it. That's pretty much our day. So I will still be available. So like if they have questions, they can email me and I'll respond. So I'm still available for them. It's not like I check out. So, I just don't keep the Google Classroom up because a lot of the times if I keep it up, the kids just play and they're just like wanting to play around with each other, or they're just like making faces, or they're just being just extra. So I'm like, we're going to asynchronous, which we're going to take that word back because I know we've done it a lot during COVID, but we're going to work asynchronously, which means you get off, you work, and if you have questions, you can always come back on Google Classroom and email me, and then I will respond. So that's it. So I don't know what it's going to look like tomorrow because I think we're supposed to have the similar weather tomorrow. The wind chill is supposed to be like maybe 5 degrees cooler, but it's going to be about the same. So I don't know if they're going to call another e-learning day. And if they do, then we'll probably still do the making words. And then I will have different things for them to do tomorrow. I think we were just talking in our meeting about doing figurative language and then just kind of coming up with opinion writing. So I might start introducing some figurative language and opinion writing on them. Because I only have them tomorrow and Thursday, and then Friday I will be out. So my sub will be there. So I'll share with you what plans I give her. And then I'll also be out Monday. So I don't know if I'll share plans, but so I probably, when I vlog next week, it'll probably be starting on Tuesday. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to vlog in San Francisco. I don't know. Let me know. I don't know if you guys just like the teacher content, if you like a little bit of both, or if you just want to stick with the teacher content. Yeah, let me know. So yeah, I'm going to figure this out, and then I will come back on a little bit later to let you know how my second class went. Okay. So I hope you are having a fabulous Tuesday. How's it going? Here is my check-in. So my second class, we stayed on till about 2:30, 2:25, 2:30. We did everything that we were supposed to do. The same exact thing that I showed you, the making the words. We watched the videos. We talked a little bit about Dr. Martin Luther King. We went over the articles and what they were supposed to do. We did the word ladders. So we did it pretty much, had a typical regular day. The only difference was I had them working asynchronously after prep period, which is from 2:20 to 2:50. And so that lasts about 40 minutes. I just made sure that they were doing independent work. They were also getting work from specials classes. So like I made sure that they double checked to make sure like whatever specials class they had today, I know I explained it before that like all of our 5th grade classes go to like, so like my homeroom and my second room, they like get split up so not all the whole class goes to one special. Some of them will go to music, art, PE, digital media. So I just made sure that they checked all of their Google Classrooms to make sure that none of the other teachers left work for them. And that was about it. So I haven't heard anything recently about tomorrow, but I don't think that they're going to cancel school, or meaning we're not going to do e-learning tomorrow, because I just got I follow my son's school on Instagram, and I just saw the notification or like the post that tomorrow's an early release day at 2:15, and so but it looks almost like they posted it like if kids are being back in school tomorrow. So we'll see. We haven't heard anything in terms of our district, so obviously no news means that we'll probably be back tomorrow, which is all fine and dandy, because tomorrow then we will be testing for MAP, and then Thursday we'll probably maybe I'll meet individually with all the kids and go over their scores and how they did and things of that nature. And then on Friday, as I said, I'll have a sub, so I won't be in. But yeah, so right now it's about almost 8 o'clock here where I'm at, and I just made dinner. I had dinner. I gave my kiddos dinner. So now I'm just sitting here in our movie room. Don't mind the big hat for San Fran. That's my boyfriend's hat. Got it for Christmas. He's a big 49ers fan. And it's like that oversized hat. It's huge. It's so ridiculous. But it's pretty funny. But anyway. So yeah, so I'm sitting here now by myself. My kids are actually upstairs watching Zootopia for like the 50 millionth time, because my daughter loves that movie. So they're watching that upstairs. So I thought I'd come down here, just relax for a little bit before we get ready for bed and stuff like that. And then I get my son all set up for tomorrow, because I have to pack his bag, make sure he brings his iPad and like snacks and all that stuff. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna sign off for today, and then I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Like I said, I don't foresee us staying home tomorrow, so I'll probably check in with you guys on the road. But if by chance we do, I'll check in with you in the morning right before I sign into Google Classroom. So, all right, well, I hope you have a great evening, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 17th. Losing track of time with this week. And so as you can see, I'm driving to work, which means we are back in session. Well, I mean, we've been in session all week, or yesterday, but we are back in the classroom. So it's not too bad out today. Today it is 4 degrees right now with a high of 19. And I think the wind chill is not as bad as it was yesterday. I think it might still be a little bit bad, but not as bad. So, yeah. So we are back. The only thing that I've seen on our email was that the kids won't obviously have outdoor recess, which is fine. But yeah, so today we are map testing. Like every time I get on camera, I see my hair and I'm like, oh. Yeah, so we're map testing today, so our day won't be anything crazy. Yeah, I'm actually headed to Walgreens right now. I had promised my kids, so normally what I like to do, and I don't know if you guys do this, but I'll like to give my kids like some, peppermints or just some kind of like candy to chew on, like hard candy or something to chew on, so that way, it kind of keeps them awake, it kind of keeps them busy, so like those kids that can't like sit still for long periods of times and things like that. So last time we tested, I had totally forgotten. I normally try to do this, and the thing is, like, our school doesn't allow us to like do candy, so like when we do parties and stuff, we don't do candy and anything, like we're not supposed to give any of the kids, but 9 out of 10 times I don't think any of the kids are really allergic to like, so I used to do the peppermints, but then last year, surprisingly, I had a few kids that A, didn't like the peppermints, or B, Well, I guess there was no allergies, but yeah, they didn't like the peppermint, so I guess there was no bee. And so I had quite a few kids that were just like, no. So I thought, what better way to do that? So I got them the Jolly Rancher hard candies, and so they seemed to like that one more. Plus, I think they liked the option of having like different flavors, and so some of them would grab like the flavor that they liked and things like that. So so that was pretty nice. So I think I'm gonna do that as well. Yeah, I'm just running a little late. So I would have been to Walgreens about 8 minutes earlier, but I got stuck at my mom's house dropping off my daughter. She has a neighbor. So the house that's next door to her used to be empty. It's been empty for like months, or since my mom's been living there. And so nobody's ever like there. And so they have like a backyard where you can technically like park a car or whatever, but they also have like their garage and driveway on the other side. So where my mom is, there's a driveway, and that's kind of where they park. So there's like, it's like a long driveway or wide driveway, and they have the neighbors in front of her park their 2 cars there, and then my niece could park her car in the back. But right now my niece doesn't have her car because she got into an accident, and so her car got totaled, so she doesn't have a car. So that's just an empty spot. So that's normally where I go to drop off my daughter. And so now that she has this new neighbor, they have their 2 cars on the other side of the driveway, but then they're parking their car in the backyard, which is like where my niece gets out, or where she would get out. They're kind of blocking it, so it's like you can't turn around to get out, and it's very dangerous to like reverse all the way back through the driveway into the busy street. And so we've always just kind of reversed out and then gone. But now that this person is parking there, like it's really hard to get out. And like today I got stuck in the ice, and so it took me an extra few minutes to get out. And yeah, I was just like really, really upset and annoyed. And I think of all the vengeful things that I want to do, like calling a tow truck and, you know, just like you're blocking. And we've already spoken to them several times. My mom has told them like, look, my daughter's gonna hit your car. Like she's even told them like she doesn't want to hit your car when she backs out, but you guys are so far out that it's like you're blocking the driveway, and it's really hard for her to get out. And she has a truck, but a lot of the conversations have either fallen on deaf ears, or I don't know, or they just don't understand. I don't know. So I'm just like really annoyed, but at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? As much as I want to sit here and take action and be about something, I'm just like, you know what? I digress. I'm just going to let God handle it. I'm just going to pray on it, and I'm going to let him handle it, and hopefully he can figure it out in a very nice, calming manner that will be a win-win for everybody, which is they move, and the thing is like where they're at, they could just move the car further up, and then one can back out a little bit easier than having to really try to maneuver. And I mean, in the end of the day, that's what it is. I don't want to hit her car, because I could easily be like, well, screw it, I'll hit your car. But A, I don't need another insurance claim on my thing, and B, like, I don't want to ruin my car. So I don't know, I'm sorry. That was my morning so far, and so I thought I'd vent to you guys. But anywho, yep, I'm just gonna leave it in God's hands. I'm just gonna pray on it and just have him help me out and figure out the situation. And that's kind of where I stand. Anywho, so yeah, so I'm on my way to Walgreens right now to get the candy for the kiddos, and then I'm going to head to school, get them a little settled and comfortable, shift some desks around, and then get started on testing. So it should be an easy breezy day. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So I mean, I'll check in with you guys later to let you know how it goes. I think my morning class will be okay. I mean, they've been good for the most part. You know, I don't really have anybody in there that's too distracted or like too extra, so that's nice. I think the only thing that I might have some issues with is some little like sleepy people who, you know, they stay up late and then they just, you know, in the testing environment they fall asleep because it's just really quiet and, you know, sensual and things like that. But we shall see. But I hope you're having a great hump day. Hopefully everything is good. And yeah, I'll check in with you guys later. Good morning, my YouTube friends. Today it is Thursday, January 18th. Oh my goodness. So I realized that yesterday it was so crazy that I didn't even sign off for the day. So you only got me in the morning, and then throughout the day it was just go, go, go. I had map testing, I had my PLC, we had indoor recess. So it was like, by the time I got down, ate lunch, take a breath, I didn't even pick up the camera to let you guys know how my day going. But nonetheless, it wasn't too crazy. Like I said, we did map testing all day. We did map testing in the morning, and then we had our lunch, and then my second class came in and we did our map testing. And I looked at their scores. Don't call me crazy. I looked at their scores at around like 3 in the morning because my son just woke me up, and then I couldn't go back to sleep for a few minutes. So I was like, whoa, let's see. So they were already posted, and my kiddos did really well. A lot of them did meet their target. There was a few, like maybe 1 or 2 that went down a point or 2. Some of my higher kids may have gone a little bit down a point or 2, but I know when you're like really high up there, it's like hard to stay. So I'm not, worried about them or anything. I'll just have to make sure that this time around we'll give him more rigorous things, and I think that that's what it is. Just that they're just at like a completely different level. But other than that, I mean, everything else went really well. Yeah, so today is Thursday, and I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to meet with my kiddos, because I mean, the thing is, it really stinks. And having the day off, Monday, and then the snow day Tuesday, or the e-learning Tuesday and Wednesday, and then, going into map testing, or I'm sorry, was it e-learning Tuesday? Yes. I'm so off on my days. Whatever. Having the e-learning on Tuesday and Friday, and then, testing yesterday, it's just like it's just so hard to like start a new lesson at the end of the week, and the kids are just like, ugh. So I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to review their scores with them. I think everyone finished. There was only 2 of my girls that did not finish. They'll finish today, so I'll probably converse with them next week. But the other kiddos, I'm gonna have conversations with them, show them their new score, and just kind of talk a little bit about like, how the test went, like what were some of the things that they encountered that they think they can improve on, just goals. Because tomorrow I will not be here, so that again lies in my dilemma of starting a new lesson and then having someone in. And I mean, I know who's coming to sub for me. She's one of our old teachers, and she retired, but I guess she likes to come and sub, every once in a while. So she's subbing for me, and she did have these kids when they were in 2nd grade. So I think that's why she loves these kiddos. But I would really hate to have her like teach a lesson on a Friday, a new lesson that we haven't even, to just have that, and then, and then I won't be here Monday either. So those 2 days might be a little bit of a wash. I hate like giving them like packets and things like that, but it's just really hard to have her like, and I don't even know if she's gonna take my day on Monday. I haven't even posted it, my absence, so it's like I don't even know if she's gonna take my day. So anywho, so I'm on my way to school. I'll let you guys know how conferences go. Yeah, so my breakfast this morning, because I had so much to do since we're leaving this evening to go to San Fran. We had to have my dogs stay with my mom, so I had to pack them all in the car this morning along with my daughter, all of their stuff, their food, their bowls, and everything. So like I did not have a chance to grab breakfast at all. I grabbed lunch, but just not breakfast to make anything or put something together. So when I got to my mom's house, this was the first thing I saw was a snowball, which is probably not the best choice. And then I I grabbed like a soda. I'm like, I just need some sugar for some, you know, caffeine or whatever. So that's where we're at. So don't judge me. But yeah, so I will check in with you guys later, I promise. But this will probably be my last day because tomorrow I won't be in school. So, but again, you know, vlog or comment down below. Like I said, if you like just the teacher content, if you want a little bit of the teacher impersonal, or, you know, just let me know what your like thoughts are. And yeah, I would love to read about them. And yeah, I read every comment that you guys make. You know, I'm grateful for every you know, inquiry that you guys make. So yeah. But yeah, I will message. I'm sorry, I'm so all over the place. Like, I'm like looking around. I'm so out of it. I will come back on here later and let you guys know how my day's going. Jeez. Made it to lunch. Such a busy morning. So we got in and I had a meeting this morning, and so the sub came in to relieve me probably around 8:45. So I was only with the kids for about 20 minutes. We watched CNN 10, took attendance, all that good stuff. And then I went to my meeting, and then, sorry, I'm just gonna prop you up here. There we go. Yeah, so then I went to my meeting and then came back, and then I did my map testing chats with some of my kids. And so this is kind of what I use. Here, I'll cover that up. So this is what I kind of use for my NWA data. And so it just says maps NWA reading data tracker. And so name here, and then it just has what their fall reading score is. And I put that there, and then I put their goal score for the winter, and then I just have them write what like think they can do to achieve that goal. And then this would be the spring goal, and then the same thing. And then I actually color in like where they are. So here, I'll show you one that is already kind of put together. There we go. And you can see, so I colored it the color of like what their score is. And I think this is just a nice visual for them to be able to kind of see like where they are. So like, let me show you one of my students that I actually have already conferenced with. And so here's a nice one. So this student is in the blue, and so this was their score. They got a 220, and then they scored a 225. And so even though 5 points, but I mean, visually they see it looks like it's made some growth. And so they can also see like, you know, their progress. And I think that this graph kind of helps than just like seeing and learning the numbers. So that's kind of what I just used really quickly with them to kind of have them gauge where they are. And then of course I also pull up their the student profile on map. If you do map testing in your area, I also do the student profile because I really like it where they show like the colorful part at the bottom, and it shows them from like 2nd or 3rd grade on. So I only, you know, not only does it show where they've been this year, but I can tell them, hey, look, you've been growing since this, or you've gone down here, but you rose back up here, so this was a good year. So we kind of have discussions around that as well. But again, that visual, I think, really helps them to just telling them like numbers and percentiles and, you know, percentages and, you know, trying to average all those out. So I think that makes a lot of sense for them. And so overall, like I said, I think my kids did really well. I think I didn't have many that went down. I had a few that went up a few points, and then I had some that grew substantially. So overall, I'm happy with the progress. I'm gonna eat lunch. I have some leftover spaghetti. And then I think I'm going to, after I'm done eating lunch, I'm gonna go and make my copies for my sub for tomorrow and Monday. And then I think that's going to be it. And then we're going to rinse and repeat this afternoon. I really wanted to do the making words, but I really wanted to get through to this data because I feel like you know, the kids need those like results, because I want them to know what they're working towards. And I feel like a lot of the time, if we don't have those conversations, they're just like taking this like, you know, not mind-numbing test, and they're really not understanding like what is expected of them. And so I think that when they start to understand the process, I think that maybe that helps them to come into the test with like a better mindset and like a goal in mind, rather than just, hey, you're taking this test and, you know, let's see how well you do. And then I just, you know, teach you based on your level. But I think that it's important that they know where they are, and, you know, so they're not confused, because I don't know, more information is less information. At least that's what I think. So with that being said, I'm going to eat my lunch, and then I'm going to do that. And so I will, yeah, and then I'll probably watch some YouTube. There's a few influencers that I follow that have put out videos this week, and I have not had a chance to catch up with any of them. So I may just do that. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. It is the end of the day, and I am flying home. The rest of the day was pretty much a wash. I mean, it wasn't a wash because I was able to conference with all of my students, and a lot of them were very, very proud. This was my second group, the one that my little ruffians in the afternoon. However, they had really good major growth, and so I was just conversing with a lot of those students as far as like what they grew on, and just it was just constant conferencing. And then I had my prep. I was running around like a mad woman trying to get my life together with these sub plans. I swear it's like the only job where it's like you have to do more work to take time off. And I always tell people, I'm like, I hate taking time off, because it's like the more time you take off, the more work you have to do. So like me being gone for 2 days, I have to have 2 sets of sub plans. I have to have 2 sets of rosters. I have to have 2 sets of work, and it's just like, and it would be one thing if like all of my students were at the same level. It would be a lot easier, but because they're not at the same level, I have to differentiate everything, and then I have to make copies for everybody, and then I have to label who's going for what, because it's not just like a generic packet where it's like you can just pass to anybody. It's, you know, it's like everybody has to have their things labeled, so everybody's getting the right work, and it's just such a cluster of stuff. So by the time that was all said and done, and look at my hair, it is just ridiculously frizzy. It is just a lot going on. Look at this thing. It's just, I feel like a lion. I look like a lion right now. But anyway, yeah, so it was just a lot of work having to do. So I was supposed to leave at 3:30, like right out the door with the kids. I didn't end up leaving till 4, and like we have to be at the airport at like 6:30. So it's just, and you know, we're not close to the airport, so it's probably gonna be like an hour drive. So we would have to leave like right at like 5:30. So I'm probably gonna just get to my house and then just hop out the door. Thankfully, everything is packed. I just got to zip everything up, get the kids' coats, and just go on a whim and a prayer. But I think I'm going to end my vlog here, because I'm not going to be in school tomorrow. And so I don't know if anyone wants to see my San Francisco trip. I don't know. Maybe I'll vlog it and then share it with you guys. But again, it's not going to have any teacher content in it. So yeah. But hopefully you guys have a fabulous weekend. We'll be back at it next week. I will start vlogging on Tuesday, because I won't be back until Monday evening, and then Tuesday will be the day that I'm back in school, and I'll let you guys know what I do and how my week is gonna go, especially now that we're gonna be having access testing soon. So we're just gonna keep on rolling with the punches. So anywho, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe. to my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you that subscribe or that comment or like. You guys are so much appreciated, because without you guys, like, I wouldn't be here doing this. I mean, I probably would, but it probably wouldn't be as successful. So I just want to make sure that I send that gratitude out to you guys, and I'll catch you guys next week. Bye.